Greetings to all my fellow watch enthusiasts on YouTube and Facebook and wherever else this video is being seen and shared. It's Lean Driver once again, or as I'm also known in some circles, Mr. Zelos. And I'm coming to you today with the unboxing and review of another Zelos. What a shock. Yep. This is a snapshot in time, late May, early June of 2020. This will be the 20th Zelos in my current collection. I've had more. I've sold a lot of Zelos. I've also bought Zelos. So with all the buying and selling that I've done, currently have 20 Zelos watches in my collection. And since you've already seen the title of this video, you already know that this is a ZX watch. Those sleeves sometimes are very, very tight. So let's just get to it. As you know, all Zelos watches all ZX Zelos watches come with a manual. This is the only Zelos watch that comes with a paper manual, and this basically shows you, pictures and what button does what and so on. Actually, this picture is key, so I'm going to leave this picture up for just a second because this picture is key to this video. I'll just put it right there for now. Move that back. Whoops. Anyway, typical Zelos wood box. I mean, this is the wood box. It's the current style for Zelos watches. And different color watch roll. I don't know if he's transitioning to this one from the blue ones, but you have the Zelos card showing this is a ZX1 that was purchased in May of 2020 directly from Zelos. Came with a leather strap, which I'm not going to use, and we have, now this is a special Zelos. This is a ZX1 kinda. And here we are. Here's the watch. This is a ZX1. Now, why did I say it's a ZX1 kinda? This is, and Elshan has let me use the word on this. He says we can use the word custom. Why is it a custom? Well, if you look at this picture, this is a picture of a ZX1. Do you notice a difference? Do you? I do. The ZX1 in the picture has a black bezel and a leather strap. This ZX1, although obviously the bracelet is an option, this ZX1 has a titanium bezel. And I think, although I wouldn't swear to it, I think the case is a little different. But anyway, the bezel is different. The reason the bezel is different on this watch versus a standard ZX1 is this watch was created by Elshan out of parts he had lying around. I'll explain briefly. He saw a post of mine on Facebook saying that, gee, I was sorry that I missed out on the ZX1. It's all sold out, etc., etc. I wish I could find one. And I started joking around with him, seeing if he had one lying around in pieces, a service issue or something like that. And he said, "Oh, I could probably build one, but it would look a little different than the standard." And I said, "Oh yes, please." So he built me one. I'm not saying he can do that all the time, but he did build me this one, and this is a one-of-one ZX1 custom because of the fact he did not actually have the black, I believe it's a ceramic bezel, available to him, so I ended up with the titanium. And you know what? I don't hate that. I don't hate that one bit. This is like my fifth ZX. I have 4 others. This would be my 5th one. It would have been my sixth one if I hadn't been so short-sighted and sold my ZX3 Mecha Quartz. That's the one with the meteorite face, and somebody else is enjoying the hell out of that watch, and I wish I had kept it, but circumstances, you know. So, I mean, this is not dissimilar from any other ZX out there. It's a chronograph. You have the chronograph second hand, which I've activated right there. You have a running second hand there. You have chronograph minutes there, and chronograph hours down here with the Zelos logo at the 3 o'clock. I'll just let this run for a little while. See if the minute hand moves. I'm sure it will. You have the start stop here. You can see it stops and starts with no jump, and of course you have the reset button down here at the B position. It's a big watch. I mean, that's one thing I've always loved about the ZX line is the watch is a big, hunky piece. And there, the minute hand just moved. We'll let it run for a little while. The only thing that really, struck me as curious is the signed crown seemed to be a little small in comparison to the rest of the watch, which is a pretty big watch. But it's not like you can't get a hold of the thing. It's easy enough to get a hold of, and you can see it's a hackable movement. I didn't pull it out enough. Hackable. Even hacks the stopwatch too. And you can see the shape of the crown is supposed to be reminiscent of a jet nozzle of one of the X planes. That was the inspiration for the ZX line, was the X planes from the 50s and 60s. The short logo, the short lugs logo, Jesus. The short lugs are supposed to be representative of the X-plane's stubby wings, and the shape of the crown, the jet nozzle, and so on. And it's just, I really like these watches. That's why I have several of them. And this will be the second one-of-one ZX that I have, other than the Spitfire, which you can find on my channel in another video. It's an all-titanium case. It's all-titanium bracelet. It has the first generation, little piece of plastic hanging around there. Get out of there. You're not supposed to be there. Deal with you later. It has the first generation clasp with the it's a milled out clasp, double pusher deployant, and it has the ratcheting diver extension / micro adjuster. I like this clasp for that fact that micro adjustment on the fly is toolless and just absolutely easy to do. You can see the automatic movement with the custom rotor underneath. I'll give you a wrist shot. The downside of this bracelet is the screws are very small. It's really hard to, it takes a bit of time to do the adjustment, but once you get it done, it's very comfortable. You can see it fits my 7¼ inch wrist very, very nicely. This thing, with the short lug width, this watch could be worn easily with someone with an inch smaller wrist than myself. Maybe the height would be a deterrent, but the lug-to-lug width would definitely not be. So, let's see. I got my sheet of facts here, for those of us that like that. And I like that. As I said, this is a ZX1 automatic chronograph. There were two versions of this. There was the Mecha Quartz using a Seiko Mecha Quartz, one of the VKs. And then there's this one, which is an automatic using the Valjoux 7750 movement. Nice Swiss movement. It is a 43 millimeter diameter case, 49 millimeter on the tip to tip, and you can see the bracelet does add a little bit to it, but once you get past the lugs, it does fall away very nicely. It's 16 millimeter thick, 22 millimeter lug width, 100-meter water resistance. So when you screw the crown in, which I will do here because people yell at me about that, when you screw the crown in, it is a 100-meter watch. So if you get it wet, it isn't going to fail. You have a, I don't know, slightly domed sapphire crystal, and of course sapphire crystal on the exhibition case back. And that's about it. Let's see, we've run the chronograph long enough so you can stop it, and then bang, it's a flyback. So everything flies back to 0, and you can see everything lines up just nice. Wait a minute. You can see my fingerprints. Everything lines up just nicely, as you can see. Typical Zelos quality watch. Quality parts put together well. And, you know, I admit, I am a shameless Zelos fanboy. Between my father and myself, we own a lot of Zelos watches. I was the one that turned my father on to Zelos watches. He has got no regrets about that. I have no regrets about that ever since my good buddy DeVore turned me on to Zelos watches several years ago. And I find nothing but good stuff every time I buy one. And the 2 times, and only 2 times I've ever had a problem with a Zelos watch, I had those problems literally resolved within 2 weeks. And that included the shipping time. In both cases, Elshan just replaced the watch. So no complaints. And if you want to flame me for being a shameless Zelos fanboy, go right ahead. I'm good with that. Oh, look, I didn't notice that before. This watch is number 2 of 5. Huh. So there's 5 watches like this? Okay. Well, I'll have to ask Elshan about that later. But as far as I know, it's a 1 of 1 with this particular combination of parts and factors. Anyway, I just wanted to bring you my latest acquisition from Zelos. I'm very happy with this one. It really looks good. I love the black watch face with the contrasting white subdials. I think that really looks great. And with the applied indices and the amount of lume that's on this watch, it really makes a great all-arounder. And I'm going to honeymoon with this watch for quite a while. So, if you liked the video, and I hope you did, please give me the old thumbs up. That helps the channel become more searchable when it comes to the YouTube algorithms. Comments, questions, and suggestions go down below. I read them all. I respond to them all. If you're going to get nasty with me or you're going to troll me, I'm just going to delete the comment and I'm going to block you because I really am. That's the way I've been doing it for a long time. If you're new to the channel or you've been here a while and you haven't already done so, please click that subscribe button. It really helps to grow the channel, of course. And click the bell icon so that when I upload more videos, you are alerted. Or when I go live, I'm doing live chats now, so hopefully some of you will stop by and watch those as well. I appreciate you stopping by today, of course, and watching my latest Zelos acquisition video. There'll be more. There's always another Zelos coming, and there's always another watch coming. Have a good rest of the day. See you soon.